Hello, my name is Robert. I have a W124 1993 M104 Mercedes 300E. I've been doing a lot of work with it, doing a lot of body stuff, and well, anyways, I ran into an issue just recently where my door lock mechanism here, as you can see, it goes right there inside of the door that I had to take apart to get to. It wasn't locking when I would shut the door and lock the door. I mean, the actuator would work, which is the little electronic pump that would tell all the other locks to shut or lock. And well, that was working, but my door itself, even though it was appeared locked and everything, the tumbler was down. My door, I can go up to it and open it, and it would open, and then the alarm would go off. And I found that there are no freaking videos, nothing. The only video that I can find was you would have to pay only through mercedessource.com. The thing is, if it's a shared passion and you don't feel like spending the money, it's best just to go out there and do it yourself and do the video, so that way you can pass on the knowledge. This issue, for some reason, was one of the hardest issues I could find any kind of information on. Nobody gives straight answers, especially on blogs and forums. It's all about, take it to a Mercedes dealer, do this, do that. It's like, no, you should be able to do it yourself. And this is what I found. Okay, so come to find out, in a Mercedes manual, if you actually read the full manual and you go through all the whatnots and whatnot. I mean, this car is 1993. It was $53,000 back in 1993. So it should be workable. You should be able to work on it. They don't, unless you're Apple, they don't make it impossible to work on something. Anyways, what I found is that when you, if you see over there, you can see the tumbler and everything, you know, the pull tab. If you lock it with the door open and then close it with it locked, it actually ends up bending some gears, or it bends this tab. And I'll show you this tab. Sorry, I had too much caffeine, so I'm a little hyped up. All right, so the tab is right, if you just look closely here, that tab, where my thumb is. That tab ends up bending kind of slanted. And what that does is that causes for this mechanism not to work properly, right here, this mechanism. Because if you look at this, here's where the door latch goes. This one right here is the door knob. It pulls that way for the inside door, because you pull the inside door like that, the chrome little inside door knob, whatever. It pulls a lever, which then pulls this to open the door. This right here goes up and down like so, because that goes to the tumbler, the lock. As you can see, this right here actually goes to the locking barrel, or whatever they call it, I forget. And this right here is the outside doorknob, and that pulls outward. Anyways, so if you lock it, I was locking it, which it's kind of hard to do with one hand. Okay, so now it's locked, and it should always, ran into something here. See, now it's acting funny. It's so hard to do with one hand. Ugh. So if you look at it, anyways, I'm gonna mess with it after this video. It's just I wanted to show that you have to bend this little tab right here and straighten it out. I don't really feel like, because I just discovered this issue, and I got to play with it a little bit just to see if it definitely works. But here, we'll just put this to 50. I'm not. This phone. God. That's so hard. Sorry, guys. Okay. So this guy should always go all the way down. So I guess you have to shut the door completely for it to work. So I'm going to make sure it's unlocked. Okay, it's unlocked. Pretend it's unlocked. Open the door. Blah, blah. Okay, now it's completely unlocked. Oops. Unlatched. And then we'll pretend that I shut the door completely by not locking it. Keeping it unlocked. See, it's not connecting right here, so that means that that's up. That means the tumbler's up. And the reason why it's so hard to do with one hand is because it's spring-loaded. I can keep my hands out of the camera. Ish. Jesus Christ. Come on. Did you just work the way that you did? There. Jeez. So let's pretend that it's latched and completely shut. All right. There's a little catch up here that catches. All right. Then you go with your key, which would be coming in from this side, and you lock, which is what is that? Counterclockwise? No, clockwise. You lock, and that ends up pushing this all the way down. Now you see, completely connected, and we'll pretend that I have to open up the outside door here, lever, and it does nothing. As you can see, gosh, I need to find a better way to do all this, huh? All right, as you can see clearly, not really clearly. See, I'm turning or pushing as if I'm pulling the outside knob, nothing. And then what I do, unlock, pull the outside lever. Ooh, you heard that. And it opened. So point being, now that's kind of cool that I was able to duplicate it with one hand. Kind of hard to do. A lot of you guys have that issue. So that tab right there, just inset right there inside of this tab, which is the locking, one of the locking levers. So that tab, you'll usually find it if you close the door by accident. With the tumbler down, you have to shut the door, then lock it with your key. That's the only way to do it. The only other way to do it is if you're in the car and you push the tumbler down, because that then, you know, with the door shut completely, that this is set all the way back. If it's not, it ends up bending this tab if you try shutting the door with the lock in locking position. So remember, if you have a 300E W124, that goes for between years 91 up to, would be a 190E, 91 all the way to, let's just say 1995, 320E, all right? Or E320, 320, whatever they are. The locking mechanisms are the same. It's a brand, Bomoro, whatever that right there, 320G. You cannot find these online. If you look hard enough, you end up finding them on eBay, all the way in Germany for it goes pretty expensive. I mean, if you're going to get that shit shipped over to you. So you got to be careful. Make sure that you only lock the door with either the key or from inside with your thumb with the door closed. Anyways, that's the video. Pay attention. But these are really, really tough to learn about without this kind of video. So, yeah, you have these other guys that do Mercedes videos and stuff, and they don't go all the way in detail, because 9 times out of 10 they're a specialist and they don't want to give that kind of information away. But because I just discovered that, I got tired of looking. I about threw this thing, and guess what? It still works just fine. So good thing I didn't. Anyways, enjoy. Hopefully, if you have this issue, you get it taken care of. Peace.